everybody. Welcome back to the Geriatric Millennials. I'm Beth.
And I'm Jayme.
And we're just two oldish, youngish ladies sharing our FYPs, but really it's just me. So I have an obsession with knowing what other people's For You pages look like. Like what pops up for them on TikTok, on Reels, like, because it's based on your interests, right? The algorithm kind of figures out who you are.
Maybe. Can I just, before we even get started. So a couple of years ago, my son, who was like, I don't know, 13 or 14 at the time.
Yeah.
I allowed him to start a TikTok for his drums.
Yeah.
On my phone, under all my stuff. But like, so he didn't like really have access to it, but he wanted to post his videos on TikTok. Yeah. Anyways, can I just say that his For Your page, where he had not, like I hadn't let him, we hadn't gone, like he hadn't been using the app. His For You page was horrific. It was all sexual. It was all totally like all the suggestive stuff that was like completely inappropriate for his age. And I was so mad. I was like, what is happening right now? Like without just, I guess, anyway, I was so upset. Maybe that's why I don't use TikTok very much, because like that just gave me such a horrible feeling. Cause I was just like, how dare you like target my son with all of this crap that is not wholesome in any way, shape, or form, that he does not like this. Yeah. Not that he was consuming it because he didn't
he have access. But yeah, it was just anyways, the baseline. Sorry, algorithm.
That was just like that was a memory that came to me that I was just, because I was trying to like change it. Yeah. I was trying to be like, no, like don't show me this stuff. I mean, it was raunchy. Yeah. It was actually raunchy. And I was like, are people allowed to actually put this on a public thing? Like it wasn't. It was so raunchy. I'm sorry. It was so raunchy. It wasn't even just like cute girls doing like cute dances. It was very
I think they've cracked down on some of that. But again, my FYP does not reflect that because I don't engage. I did want to see a girl where she started a new TikTok where she all her data was like she was a male, younger, all this stuff to see what the FYP would give her to start. And it was much more targeted that. But I think after a while, I would assume like depending on what you engage in, it would change. So if like you engage in more sports and this, some of that stuff would fall off.
Yeah, I was just like, this is awful. Yeah. Anyways, okay, sorry, that was perfect. Side note.
So I thought I would just share what's been popping up on my FYP.
Yes.
Some of this might be dated by the time someone hears because it moves very fast. But this is some of the trends and the like videos that I've either been sending my friends or I just keep seeing on repeat and that TikTok keeps pushing out to me. And I just want to share with the world. First and foremost, we have a trend happening right now called Show Me Your Bad Dog. And this guy's like, show me your bad dog, not like him being a good boy, and not doing the right thing, but being naughty. And so it's like a trending sound. And all these people are posting their dogs just doing horrible things.
Really?
And it's so cute and so funny. There's a dog that was like literally peeing in the sink. And the owner comes in like, what are you doing? Like, how long has this been happening kind of thing? Like just dogs like stealing stuff and just being just naughty. Like not mean, aggressive dogs, just naughtiness. And I'm like, I can't wait until we flip it and make it the cat trend because that always happens. Yeah. If there's a dog trend or a cat trend, somebody then re-records the music for the opposite.
Do you have videos of your cats being bad cats?
Tons of they're not bad. They're just naughty.
Yeah.
So, okay. Yes, I do. And I'm like here for it. I love the like animal videos. I love it when cats and dogs are being mischievous and like just doing stuff that's like so adorable.
So funny.
It's heavy on Bridgerton memes right now because like the series is like the third is just kind of finishing up right now. So I have a lot of Bridgerton stuff. I also don't know how this happened. Every once in a while, like one video will pop up that is so strange. Or a conspiracy or just something weird. Yeah. And this thing called rock people cryptoids or cryptids.
You sent me one of those. You did.
And I watched thought it was fake, but it's not. It's like there's a whole bunch of people that think that there are people or these beings that are made out of rock that eat rocks.
You think what is fake?
What?
You think what is fake? The rock people or that people believe this?
I think people believe it. I do not believe there's rock people that eat rocks and live in boulders and on mountains.
Thank you. Because I thought you're like, the way that you said that.
No.
Made me think like, what are you saying? Because they're clearly not real.
Yeah.
But okay.
Yeah. And the video I sent you was very like, it felt very created. But I've seen others where people are like, look at this mountain, it's shifting because it's like basically like it's like rock troll thing. Anyway, I was just like, I'm kind of here for it though, because like I love a little bit of kooky in my life.
Okay.
So I
have somebody that you could check out.
I bet you do. Yeah. Okay, this other trend that's happening right now that makes me laugh so hard is like people are like, it's like this really sweet music, and you see like like there's typically like one person in frame, and then out of frame you see like a fork or chopsticks come in, and like their partner's feeding them, and then they pan over and it's not their partner, it's like a waiter like begrudgingly feeding somebody. Like
what?
Yeah, I think it started off as a goof, you know, like, oh, like I remember the first one I saw, this guy was like pretending that like maybe his girlfriend was feeding him, and you pan over and it's his friend, like, oh, why'd you make it so like intimate? And now it's like progressed to people asking wait staff, and the wait staff is in on the joke, obviously, and they're like making faces like, ugh, you know, kind of thing. And it's just
really funny.
It's so funny. I love stuff like that because I feel like that to me, I don't like pranks. I don't like, because I think most pranks get mean. And even though sometimes I like watching couple pranks, I really don't like couple pranks because it can go too far too soon. And then it's like you break trust and all that stuff.
Well, and there's so much of it, I believe, is so staged.
So staged.
That it's just like, I
too
don't
fake.
Enjoy it because I'm like, but you knew that was going to happen. Like, you're totally acting.
Totally
like,
fake. Yeah.
It's annoying.
But I have seen some that feel very real, but also you can tell someone's feelings got hurt. Like there was one a while back of this girl. And later they came on, and like I always think it's funny how they'll post this thing where the guy looks like a complete, you know, douche canoe, and then the partner will come back like, no, he's really good. Like we meant to do that. And you're like, I don't think you're that good of an actress. There's this girl, and she's like made a puzzle, and like there was this trend where you try to pick the puzzle up without it breaking, and she did that, and the boyfriend or husband just go over and hits the puzzle, and her face just falls, and it was just like that to me is not pranks you do with your partner. Yeah. Because it's like, again, okay, what if it was staged, blah, blah. It still sets a precedent of like, to me, not good.
Yeah.
And it's just too easy for that stuff to go awry. And now it's like, oh, I don't like you or trust you anymore. Another trend that's happening that I am obsessed with is first drink of the night, last drink of the night. So a friend group will be going out. And so like,
oh, I think I've seen something like this.
You're like, oh, my name's
a wedding.
Jayme.
I think I've seen it at weddings.
Yes. I just saw this one was chaotic. It was like, so it's like, oh, Jayme, you're like, oh, this is my first drink of the night. And at the end, you like, this is my last drink of the night. And they're just like falling over.
And so they follow up back to so they'll say like first drink of the night for like 5 people. Yep. And then they go back to those same 5 people, and it's their last drink.
It's amazing how, like because I'm not a heavy drinker. I don't ever get drunk, really. I barely ever get a buzz. And it is fascinating to see how like sloshed people get.
Yeah.
And this last one I watched, like people were like, they were just so cute. And then all of a sudden they're like falling into bushes at the end of the night, so slurring their words, like passed out. I'm just like, oh my gosh. Like, first of all, I think I would die the next day. Like there's no way I'd be able to maintain that. Like,
oh, I hear you.
Okay, another one that's hot right now is Chapel Rowan.
I don't know what that is.
It's an artist.
Okay.
And she sings a song. She sings a bunch of songs, but she really blew up this last, like, I don't know, few months. Like from kind of like obscurity to like huge. And she sings a song called Hot to Go. And it's so fun. Like she spells it out in the middle. It kind of gives me like, not the full song, but just that part, the Hey Mickey from the 80s. Do you remember that song?
Yes.
There's a little element of that to it, but it's like everybody just spells it out, and she's at like all these big festivals and stuff. And like I have a friend, and she's like, I listen to that song like on repeat, and it's so good. So you totally need to listen. But her videos are fun, and she just seems like a very like female friendly, like female empowerment, like embrace your sexuality, embrace just being a woman type of artist, which I always appreciate because I just think those are great role models for young girls. So kind of obsessed with that.
Yes, I definitely need to check that out.
Okay. Things that are not as cool. So there's this girl. Have you ever heard of Pearl?
No.
So there's this TikTok. Well, let me say, she's a social media commentator. She's very conservative. Her name's Pearl.
Okay.
And she's been on tons of different podcasts, and she's a very like trad wife aesthetic. Do you know what trad wife is?
Nope.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So
traditional
wife.
Okay.
So there's a whole movement on social media for trad wife content. So like on Reels, on TikTok, where it's these women that want to be traditional women, stay at home.
Like from the 50s?
From the 50s.
Yeah.
Be be like done up for their husband, cook and clean all day, not work outside the home, and like embracing this, like to the point where some of them are like, I make all of our food from scratch. And it's just like, you see them and they're like grinding. And I think this was a goof, but I saw one where she was like grinding like cocoa beans to make like chocolate or something.
Okay.
And then there's another famous one that's very popular that oh my gosh, I think it's called Ballerina Farm or something.
Okay.
And beautiful aesthetic. Like she has like a million kids. She's like thin and blonde and beautiful, and they live on this beautiful farm. And you find out later that her husband is like the son to like a billionaire family or something. And like the oven she's cooking on is like a $60,000 oven or something crazy.
Okay.
But it's very like this aspirational life that doesn't necessarily always reflect that you might have help in the background. And
Right.
not every person can have that. But so this trad right movement. So Pearl's out there and she's just like saying things like women need to do this. Like she very much like women shouldn't be in roles of leadership. Women need to follow men, blah, 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 blah. Like, men don't like women that are too powerful, just all of this stuff. And so there's this girl that they're calling Great Value, Pearl. So like the Walmart version. And so this chick goes online and she like is talking, like she's like making food or something in her kitchen. She's wearing an apron and she's a white girl. And she's like talking about how like people are marrying like trifling. And she says N-words, hard R.
What?
Yes. And so it was like definitely like rage baity. Like she wanted to do something it felt like she wanted to do something to get people to engage, to get her numbers up. And I watched this girl that does marketing. And prior to that, there's a lot of Black creators that, pop up and they're like, don't stitch this person. Don't go to their page, nothing, because that's what they want. You fast forward a couple days, like she got fired from her job because people like inundated her work with like, this person's racist, blah, blah, blah. And she was just like, she like doubled down on Twitter, like, that's what I wanted, blah, 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 blah kind of thing. And so this marketing girl comes on and she's just saying like, this person, if you look back at their content, they used to be like much more aligned in like liberal values, and they hadn't gotten much traction on TikTok. And so they flipped the switch and all of a sudden they're getting all this traction. And although she got banned from TikTok and like people on that forum are kind of like not into it, over on Twitter, she's like, or X, she's like really popular with like the Proud Boys and the white nationalists.
Oh.
And so now she's like, I'm going to become a commentator, like a conservative commentator because of you guys or something like that.
What?
Anyway, so they call her Great Value Pearl. And I was just like, that is fascinating.
Yeah.
It's just so weird the lengths that people will go to like have a little bit of like notoriety, fame, like status, likes, views. And I mean, I understand it's like a dopamine hit. Like when I was posting on my cat's Instagram, which somebody recently said that's cringe. And I said, shut your mouth. You know what's cringe? Spamming all my friends with cat pictures constantly. It's much nicer if I have its own account and they can choose to look at it. Yeah. I feel like that is a much fairer version of me. Anyway, but she's saying it's cringe. And there's a lot of people that have cat and pet like TikToks and Instagrams, millions of followers. They're making money. It's like the new version of Grumpy Cat. Anyway, but I just think I understand that dopamine hit. Like I sometimes would post a video and it would get like, I mean, this is nothing in the world of social media, but like 5,000 hits. And I'd be like, oh my gosh. Fratelli, you're famous, And I get it. Like you see the numbers and it can be like a trigger, but I just can't imagine like posting horrific things out there.
Right.
Or there's another one that's like comment. It's called like comment famous, I think, or something like that. Because there's a lot of people that they don't post, but they comment, and because you can like people's comments, they'll have like 35,000 likes on their comment. Because I have a friend and she's really smart and funny, and she like posted a comment on somebody's video and it got like tens of thousands of likes.
Oh, wow.
It was so cool. I was just like, that's so fun. So I understand the rush, but I do not understand the hate and the like, oh, I think I'm going to go on the internet and be racist and hateful and mean and cruel. Sounds so fun.
Yeah, I don't get that either.
Another one that gets me are dash cam videos. I am obsessed. Not obsessed. That's a little bit too far. I'm really enjoying watching like dash cam footage of people getting in minor accidents or like people like just being bad drivers. And it's terrifying to me because I know I've made those mistakes too.
Yeah.
We actually have a local Facebook group, which I'm guessing
the bad driver, Tri-Cities bad drivers.
Yes, and it's just like
a lot of it is just bad park jobs, though.
Oh well, that's fair.
I think
I haven't been on it because like I'm afraid to see myself on there. But I so want a dash cam, like a forward one and a back one, just to have to see like, oh, did I mess that up or was it something else? Because we have like the part of Washington that we live in is notorious notorious for bad drivers. Like we don't
It
even know
must
how
be.
to we don't even know how to zipper merge here. Like it's a whole thing. So yeah, I'm like really into that. Sometimes I get on police talk, which I'm not a big fan of,
Mhm.
but it's like a lot of like the police footage videos of people acting a fool. I get a lot of people acting crazy on Southwest Airlines
Really?
where they're having to pull them off planes. Like
Oh my goodness.
I just don't understand.
Can you imagine being a passenger on that flight and having to
No.
witness that?
No. And
So uncomfortable.
the worst ones too are the ones that are like being argumentative and fighting or whatever it is, and then they refuse to get off, so they have to deboard the whole plane.
Ugh.
If that happened to me, I would be so
Like, come on.
upset. Also, like if I could never, the level of shame that lives within me could never act like that. Like
Yeah.
I couldn't. Okay. Another one that got me. So a few weeks ago, there was this other video that popped up, and there's this woman, and she is running a marathon.
Mhm.
It's actually a half marathon. And right at the end, it's like there's 100 feet left in the race. And like she's about 75 feet from like where the tape is to like run through. And her husband is standing on not the winning side of the tape, but in like back behind where the race is still happening with her 2 kids. And she's taking this turn and it's really close. There's another runner that's kind of right behind her. And so she's running. And the husband kind of like pushes the little kids out to her to give her hugs.
She's
and
not done.
The mom dips and dodges, finishes the race, like stops her clock because obviously like it's a race. And the dad like lifts up his hands like, oh, come on. And like people were like going off about it because it's just like this whole notion that as a woman, once you have children, you don't get to have anything other than that. That is what defines you. No hobbies for you.
That doesn't make any sense. Like, what is he even thinking? Like,
exactly. And
wait till she finishes the race, dum
right?
dum.
It's so simple. And and I feel bad for her because she came on and she defended the husband and blah, blah, blah.
Why?
Well, because like the internet was like tearing him up, and
Oh.
I see that a lot in this instances where a spouse will do something that's very inconsiderate. And it always amazes me too. And I don't think that she had I don't know if she had posted it or someone else.
I was going to say, who was videoing this? Was it him?
It wasn't him.
So
somebody
so
else. I think it was
maybe
somebody.
it was staged.
It was not staged. 100% not staged.
Okay.
Yeah, it was one of those moments that you were like cringing because it was like, what are you doing? And she came back on and did a big apology. He apologized on his behalf basically, but said he's a good guy and all that, which happens a lot. There's been a lot of videos, at least on my FYP, that are like women that are in these situations where like recently there was a girl that got married and her husband are like celebrating. They're getting ready to cut the cake and he gets this big magnum of like champagne and he starts shaking it and like spraying it and he turns to her and just hoses her down. And people are like, no, stop,
Yeah.
And she's kind of laughing with it. And then they got on and did a bunch of like follow-up videos, like everything's fine. I'm like, because what else are you supposed to do? You just got married. You know what I mean? And like your husband just kind of humiliated you, but you don't want to own it or whatever.
Yeah.
So there's just a lot of those videos that come up that are just like, what are these dudes thinking about?
Everything can get videoed now.
Every moment. And it always amazes me though, because there's even videos of people that I don't think are staged. They just have these moments at home and they just happen to have the camera on, or they're trying to do a fun prank and then it goes awry.
Yeah.
They post it. The woman takes it of her husband being not a great guy, posts it. People go off because like, no, that is not okay behavior for him to treat you like that or to be that way. And then they're like, no, it's fine. It's fine. And I'm like, is it though? Is it? I don't think so. And last but not least, the best. I'm on Gypsy Rose Blanchard TikTok. Do you know Gypsy Rose?
No.
She's the girl that her mom had that Munchausen by proxy where you like will poison your kids to get attention or harm your kids.
Oh.
And so she like
to get attention from who?
Like from whoever. So it's like she for years and years and years, she said her daughter
Like
had
poisoned her kids? What do you mean?
So she convinced doctors and so some people poison their kids like with like cleaners or just over Medicaid or whatever. She convinced people that she had like leukemia or different ailments. Like she got doctors to put her on like, I think seizure medication and just all these things that were wrong with her. And she kind of doctor shopped. So she like, these are the symptoms of the kid. She's so sickly. And she had like all these pills that she was giving her. The kid had a feeding tube. So the mom was just putting who knows what in her to keep her sick, telling people she was a lot younger, shaved her head and told people she had leukemia, had the daughter sit in a wheelchair and like never go out. So they were getting money from like organizations and like things because they're supporting this sick family. Come to find out, So Gypsy has a boyfriend. And this is a very, 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 very short Cliff's Notes. There's like, you could watch documentaries on this. But so Gypsy like starts like, she's older now, right? She's like becoming a woman and like wanting to have relationships and like realizing like, yeah, I'm not sick. You know, all her teeth, like half her teeth fell out because she was taking a medication that can make your teeth fall out and she didn't need it. Like horrible trauma, right? So she finds this guy online that has some significant issues and they get into a weird relationship and he kills her mom. And some say he like they did it together, but she supposedly didn't like do anything. But she ended up going to jail and being convicted. And it was like this big thing because like she comes into court and she's walking, she's not sick, all this stuff. So it all comes out that it was like all a farce, but it was the mom doing this for years and years and years. So there's just kind of like part of the murder, her murdering her mom was like, I think she got off lighter because there was like abuse involved. Okay. Anyway, so she finally gets out of prison. Mm-hmm. She just got out of prison and she has this Lifetime TV show now where it's her, they literally start following her right after prison, like as she's getting out. And in prison, she got married. And I'm like, I can't even find.
How?
Here's the thing. I'm on Prison Talk too. Prison Talk is crazy. So there's all these prisoners on there that are like shooting TikToks and like, they're like, right
How
me
do they
here.
have a phone?
So some of them I've seen either sneak a phone in. Some of them I've seen are like meeting, like they have a friend come and visit them. So they're talking through like one of those two-way like mirror thingies. Yeah. And so, or window things. And so like they're taking the video and like, oh, you can like write me here. And like, there's like there's like a whole culture of like women and men that like write prisoners and like fall in love and get married while the person's still incarcerated. I mean, it's fascinating. I'm just like here for it. Even locally, like when I was on the dating apps, I would be scrolling and I would see these guys and they would be in like very specific clothing that I knew they were in jail and they'd be doing a jail squat in the picture. So
what in the world?
Anyway, so I'm on Gypsy TikTok now and I'm just like watching her life and I'm watching the documentary and I'm like totally sucked in by it because it's so fascinating and trying to figure out like what kind of person is she going to be? Because like, how can you not be tainted in the way you see the world if like your mom was always scamming for you to not pick up on some of that and like what is it going to be for you? So anyway, my For You page is blowing up right now. It's so good.
That is a range of
everything.
Such diversity.
Yes. And I just want to say, like, I curate your TikTok feed from me.
Yes, you do.
I send you TikToks that I'm like specifically for you that I think you will like. And you do watch them eventually.
I do watch them eventually. And then I try to respond to them because everyone you send me, I'm just like, I mean, my jaw drops or I'm like, whoa.
What is this?
Like the lady who drinks air freshener.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
How is she not?
I know. She's just spraying like ill Glad right into her mouth. It's the wildest thing.
Gross.
Yeah.
I mean, just like weird things.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I know you just did yours, and I don't really have
any.
I don't. But I am targeted with ads.
Yes.
And there are some like reels that I watch on Instagram, and I will say that I recently discovered Shuffle Mamas.
Oh my gosh, she sent me this.
I sent it to you. Yes, I did, because I think I'm going to learn how to shuffle now. I've been inspired by these people, and they have a course. And I'm going to take it, and my kids are going to do it with me. And now I am seeing more content as if and when I scroll, I'm like seeing other people that have like shuffle, dance shuffle.
As soon as you show any interest and engage.
Oh, okay. And so that's what mine is. Mine is, dancing and food, like recipes, food and drinks. Yeah. So I just keep getting these ones like that. And makeup.
Yeah, of course.
So that's mine. Mine are all of those things. And Birkenstocks, you would not believe.
Oh, well,
that's the ads. The ads are all for Birkenstocks. Yeah. And then, my feed is those.
So the Shuffle Mamas?
Ones. Yes.
I started watching them during the pandemic when they first started. And they couldn't do it at all. And now they're like amazing. Yeah.
They're so good. Now they have like almost 300,000 followers. And they're just like.
They're just shuffle girly on. And she's a girly for sure. She's a shuffle girly on the TikTok. And she's a rave shuffler. I'm going to send you some of her stuff.
Please send it to me.
Amazing.
I think it's probably going to be quite difficult. But it looks so cool.
Yeah.
It looks so fun.
Yep.
I want to look like that. And I think it's a dance that my kids will actually like. And so that's partly why I want to do it. And if anyone else wants to do it with me, I think I might. I mean, I sent it to you asking you because you're a dancer or you were. I'm like, you were.
I was.
But I feel like just come do it with me. Come on. Like,
I would have to practice first because
No.
No. I tried it during the pandemic because I was watching all the shuffle videos and I looked so redunculous.
Oh, I'm sure.
That I was
sure
like,
that
okay,
I will too.
we need to
I'm
do
gonna
something
look.
else first.
We're not gonna video ourselves yet, but
Okay,
we're gonna.
yet.
We're gonna. We are. I want to do this. I want to.
Okay.
I want to be able to
Shuffle.
shuffle like that, and I love the music, and I'm like, oh, this looks so fun. So
Okay.
that's my
There
For
you
You
go.
page. Hey, if you're enjoying this podcast and would like to support our show, you can share episodes with your friends and family, follow us on Instagram at the Geriatric Millennials, or leave us a positive review and rating, all which help us to grow. Our theme music was created by the Finley Ghost, so check out their latest album now. Thank you so much.